Hello everyone, and welcome to In the Kitchen with Kim. My name is Kim McGee, and I help meat eaters love plants so you can learn to heal your bodies from the inside out with the power of food. My motto is 80% vegan plus 20% indulgence equals a happy balance. So today I'm making my delicious and easy vegan street tacos. And as the meat substitute, we're going to be using the King Oyster Mushroom. So I wanted to show you how that looks and then go over the ingredients. But before I do that, I just want to introduce myself. If I have any new followers out there, my name is Kim McGee. I'm a wife, I'm a mom of 3, I'm a pastry chef, and I love all things plant-based. So if you're looking for some delicious vegan recipes, you've definitely come to the right place. Okay, so now we're gonna go over our ingredients really quickly. We're using the King Oyster Mushroom. Let's see if you can see that a little. Let me come up close because I want you to get a good look. They come in a little package, but the packages look different depending on where you get them from. But they're King Oyster Mushrooms, and this is a great replacement for meat if you're looking for like a shredded meat. You can even make scallops out of this. This is just so versatile. So I've already have some shredded up, but I wanted to show you guys how to shred them up. So you open the package, of course, and then you take them. You don't want to run these underwater, but you want to have just like a wet paper towel, and you just want to give them a simple, clean wipe down, pretty much. You just want to wipe them off. There's really no dirt on them, but you just want to give them a good wipe just in case. Okay, so I'm just going to shred a few just so you can get the gist of how to shred it. Okay, so you easily, let me get my knife. What I do is I just cut off a little bit of the tips, just a little, because it's sort of tough at the end. And what you want to do is you just want to take it and you split it in half. So I'm going to do that with all 3. And then I'm going to shred them with my fork. So to make sure you can see this. So I just take a fork and I start with the head first. And I just literally just take it and shred it. It can get a little messy, but not really. So I'm just shredding one end and then shredding the other. And then when you finish, you pretty much have shreds of vegan meat. Hi Peggy, thanks for joining me. I'm making vegan street tacos. These are so delicious. They're little. I like the mini. I like the authentic street taco. So I'm going for like a little taco with all the flavor. You know, I definitely believe in flavor. We want some good, delicious food. So these are definitely it. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to shred these up. Even with the little tip, I'm basically just breaking it into little chunks. That part doesn't shred, but the whole stem of the King Oyster Mushroom shreds. Now, you don't want to get these confused with the oyster mushrooms, because they have oyster mushrooms as well, but these are the King Oyster Mushrooms. Okay. So this is where the time comes in, just shredding these, and I've already pre-shredded around 2 packs. You can use anywhere from 3 to 4 packs, I suggest, because if you just get one, you're literally just serving one person. Because they do cook down, of course. The majority of vegetables have water in them, so when they cook down, they're not going to be the same amount as what you started. Okay, so I have a whole bowl here that I've already shredded, if you can see that. Hi, Pooh. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so I'm just gonna add that to that. And then I'm gonna go over the ingredients. So I wanted to show you that really quick. I'm gonna turn on my heat. And that's the thing with cooking this. You want a nice preheated skillet. You don't want it like super hot to where it's gonna burn, but you do want it preheated somewhat. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on low. And then I'm gonna go over everything that we're gonna be using. So we're using the King Oyster Mushrooms. We're using some fresh cilantro that I have, some onion, and then our vegan sour cream. So today, for my vegan sour cream, I'm using what I have on hand. And this is what I use with these tacos. I don't know, it's just something about this. It just makes it that much, it makes it that much better. Okay, so this is the coconut. It's the coconut yogurt. It's plain. It's by So Delicious. They have unsweetened and they have plain. I like the plain, but you can get unsweetened if you like. It's totally up to you. You don't want to use a flavor. So they actually have vegan sour cream, but I'm out of that right now. So this is my alternative to sour cream. So when I don't have that, I use this and vice versa. So I really believe in using what you have. When you go grocery shopping, you want to start with your fridge first. Use the ingredients inside there, and then from there you can get the things that you don't have, so you're not buying things twice, because a lot of times stuff gets hidden in the back of your refrigerator and you forget all about it. But with cooking with veggies, I shop fresh every week or every other week, depending on my husband and his appetite. So yeah. Okay, so for my Chipotle sauce, I'm using the soy-free Veganaise. This is actually vegan mayonnaise. And if you are using regular mayonnaise, you can actually stop using that now. And next time you go to the store, go out and get you some Veganaise. They sell it pretty much at all stores, but this is vegan mayo. It's soy free. It doesn't have any dairy, any eggs. So you can start by swapping your condiments out, things that you use on a regular basis. And then I also have some Chipotle Veganaise. Now this is a special one that I use on some things. I didn't want to use salsa with these tacos. I wanted to use like a Chipotle sauce to just like really bring out the flavor of the mushroom. So that's what I'm going to be making my sauce with. And then, of course, I have my mini taco shells. So these are Mi Rancho organic taco sliders. They're really small. They were about $2.50. And you can find these at your local grocery store as well. So that's why I was saying I'm making true, authentic street tacos, because I have the little shells and then I'm going to double them up as well. So you want to make sure you have enough to serve whoever you're trying to serve. It only comes with 18, and if you're serving 4 tacos, that's already 8 shells. So to be on the safe side, you might want to buy 2 instead of 1 if you're feeding more than 2 people. Okay? All right, so I'm going to turn this all the way up, and then we're going to start, well, not all the way. I say to a medium. We're going to start while that's still warming up, because it's still warming up a little bit. We're just going to start by making our Chipotle sauce. So I have a bowl here, and this is like really simple to make. I'm just throwing it together, literally. Okay, so you want to use a house-size tablespoon. So you don't need any measuring tablespoons. Just use your house size. Hi, Anthony. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Tamisha. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so I have 1. I'm going to use 2. 2 heaping size. Now, depending on the heat, this is a little spicy, is how much you want to use. I'm going to add in a tablespoon as well, because I wanted to have a little kick. And of course, I won't put this on my daughters, but it'll just have the kick that I want. And then I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of plant-based milk. So you can use any plant-based milk that you want. I'm just gonna add in a teaspoon, and I'm literally doing that just to thin it out so it's a nice consistency for me to drizzle it over the top of my tacos. Okay, and then I have a plastic baggie. I actually have two. I'm gonna put my sour cream in one and then my Chipotle sauce in the other. So right now I'm just gonna put that in there, and then I'm gonna set that to the side so when I'm finished with my tacos, I can drizzle this over the top. And this is how you get a little fancy with it. So we're just making little pouches so we can put the sauce and the sour cream on there nice and neat. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing with my sour cream. I'm just gonna give this a stir. And then this is just coconut yogurt, but it has the taste of sour cream. They also have a vegan sour cream by Follow Your Heart. That's really authentic, and it's like identical to sour cream. But I'm all out of that. So I'm gonna use this, and this is what I prefer on this taco anyway. All right, so I'm gonna put this to the side. All right, and then I have those two ready, so when I'm ready to use them, they're already pretty much put together. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know, drop them in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer. Okay, so my skillet is nice and warm. I'm gonna turn it up to a medium-high heat, and you want this pretty high. So with this particular mushroom, I like to use it for my vegan street tacos because it's not really mushy. It has like a chewy texture that resembles meat in a sense. So when you're biting the taco, it's not just soft like you're eating potatoes, but it does have some texture to it that really complements the taco. Okay, and I have grapeseed oil that I'm cooking my mushrooms in. So I'm gonna put about maybe like one tablespoon. And you want your oil nice and shiny, which it is. And then you want to hear that sizzle. So with this, you don't want to over season it. It's better to start off lightly seasoning it and then taste it as you're cooking it, because that's what you don't want, is salty vegan meat. Okay, and the oyster mushrooms, you can find these at your local grocery store or at any Asian market. I got mine from Whole Foods. They're about $3.69 per pack, and it comes with about 5 in there depending on the size. Okay, and we're gonna cook these until the water starts to evaporate. We don't want them like really crispy, but we want them chewy with a crispy end. So it's not too dry and just not too moist either. We want to get that water out of there. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn up my heat all of the way, and then I'm gonna lightly season it. So I'm gonna use a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of sea salt. I don't know why this is giving me a hard time. So I'm just going to put like a little pinch of that and stir it up just to get it flavored. And if you can see this, it's already starting to cook and look like vegan shredded meat. and it smells delicious. So remember, I told you this is gonna cook down, but when I'm assembling my tacos, I'm not gonna overstuff it. And that's the key to these. You want the perfect amount of vegan meat with a little bit of cilantro and onions, and then the sauce to top it off with. So while this cooks and the water starts to evaporate, I'm going to cut my cilantro and my onions. Let's start with the onion first. So I'm just going to use a little bit of onion. And you know the cilantro and onion mix that goes on top of the street tacos? Personally, I like mine to where there's more cilantro than onions. But depending on how you like it is how much you can put or add. So I only have a half of a small onion, and I'm going to finely dice it. I mean finely. I don't want any big chunks of onions in my tacos. I want everything to just be able to melt in my mouth when I'm eating this, okay? And we are definitely doing a Taco Tuesday on a Wednesday. Okay. So I'll cut a little bit more, and then I'm just going to put it together once I cut my cilantro. And you see I made my sauce first just to get that out of the way. If you want, you can put it in the refrigerator so it can chill while you're putting together the rest of this stuff. But this dish really doesn't take that long. We're going to squeeze a little bit of fresh lime over the top as well. It's going to be oh so delicious. Okay, so I'm going to put my onions in here just until I combine them because I'm looking for the perfect ratio of onion to cilantro. Okay, so I have my fresh cilantro, and I'm just going to rip off a bunch of leaves until I feel like it's enough. You don't need too much depending on how many you're making. But I really don't want the stems in there, so I'm just gonna pick the leaves pretty much, and we're just gonna finely dice this. Okay, now the water is starting to cook out. There was like a little puddle of water at the bottom, and now I don't see that. So I'm just going to continue to let this cook, and you want to let it cook, like I said, until the ends start to get a little bit crispy. Okay, and then I'm just going to pretty much finely dice this or chop it. And if you don't like cilantro, you don't have to use it. You could just use the onion or vice versa. You can omit anything that you don't want in this particular dish with these tacos. But if you want the true Kim experience, you definitely want to make it like this first, and then see what you don't like, and then tweak it from there. And you want to get used to eating all of the colors or all of the aspects of the vegetable rainbow. So if you don't like something, I say keep trying it or keep eating it or put it in your dishes some type of way where you're getting that, because that's where all of the nutrients and the vitamins and the minerals are going to come into play with you eating a wide variety of vegetables, not just, oh, I only like broccoli, so that's all you're going to eat, or I only like green beans. You have to get out of that mindset and out of that mind frame and really start to experience different veggies, because they're really delicious. You just don't know. Depending on how you put them together, oh my goodness, you feel like you're eating the real thing. There's really no sacrifice that you have to make. And that's why I love what I do. And that's why I continue to crank out these delicious recipes, because I just really want you to see that a vegan food is not nasty. Well, not my vegan food. Let me rephrase that. My vegan food is not nasty. I've had some nasty vegan food. And my vegan food is one of a kind because not only does it look good, but it actually tastes good and it's flavorful. So that's what I'm going for. Flavor. I have bougie taste buds and I do not settle for anything less than delicious. So if you're rocking with me, then you're gonna have some delicious food. Okay. All right. Okay, so now let me show you how this is looking. If you can see, this is our mushroom, our oyster mushroom. And I like to scrape up all the bits from the bottom. You want those little brown pieces. And the ends are starting to brown. So what I'm going to do is warm up my other skillet for my tortillas. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix my cilantro. Hopefully that's enough. I might have to cut a little more. And my onion, I just want a little bit. Like I said, I like more cilantro than onion. And then you can always add this extra or separate. Okay, so this is what I'm going for. If you can see, you got little pieces of onion in there, but it's more cilantro. If you like it the other way, then you can totally eat it that way. But I like the taste of the herb. And I put onion powder in my mushroom as well. Okay. Cut a little more while that's cooking, so then I won't have to do it again later. And that's why I bought a whole bunch of cilantro, one bunch, because you're pretty much going to use it all if you're making the whole 3 to 4 packs. I'm going to chop this up. Okay, now I can pretty much use it all. Okay, so now it's nice and brown. I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. It's starting to get a little bit brown on there. You can see that crisp. That's what you're going for. And now I'm going to taste it. And I'm going to season it to taste. Okay. So it needs a little bit of salt. I'm going to use some garlic salt. And then I'm going to taste it. I think it needs a little more. Okay. And that should be good. I'm actually going to add a little bit more onion powder. And I'm already good on the pepper because I can actually taste that. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side And I'm just gonna let this finish cooking off the heat. I'm gonna keep it in the pot or the pan, or skillet I should say. Let me move this over here. Turn that off. Okay, and my skillet is already warm because I've already had it on the heat. So now I'm gonna plate everything. Clean this mess up. All right, I'm a clean as you go person, so. All right, so I have my lime here. I'm gonna cut that. And then I'm just gonna serve it with the lime wedge. I'm gonna squeeze a little over the top, and then I'm gonna also serve it with one. Get this plate. Okay, now there's a key to cooking these. You don't want to overcook them. They will get hard on you. So literally you're just warming them up and then taking them off. And I'm doubling them. Let me clean this off. I'm doubling these just so they're more heartier and fulfilling. Yeah, because I have to feed my husband and his stomach is like a beast, literally. I swear he just works out all the time and eats all the time. Okay. Okay, and you just want to add a little grapeseed oil. And see, my skillet is nice and hot. Okay. And I'm just gonna cook 4 at a time. I'm gonna make 3 tacos right now. And if you don't want to use any oil, you don't have to use any oil. It's totally up to you. But it just adds something with the taco. Let me cover this up so it won't get cold. And like I said, you're literally just warming these up, so don't overcook them, or else they'll get hard and chewy, which you don't want. You just want them to be nice and soft. And I think I'm going to drain them just a little. So maybe like 30 seconds on each side, and then you're literally taking it off. You want them nice and soft and pliable. Okay, so I'm gonna add the last 2. And I'll post this recipe right after I'm done. So I'll be posting recipes and pictures. That way you can make these as soon as possible and enjoy. Okay. All right, it's almost springtime. We're gonna get we're gonna get an hour, right? We're gonna gaining an hour, I think. Spring forward, yes. Okay. All right. So now let's put these together. Whew, it's hot too. Hot, hot, hot. I'm gonna take this off the heat so it don't start smoking. Okay, so basically just going to double them up. I'm gonna serve 3. Ooh, that's hot. And you see they're nice and soft and pliable. That's how you want them. You don't want them crunchy or hard. Okay, and then we have our oyster mushroom meat, or our vegan meat. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of that. Remember, I told you don't want to overstuff them. And let me know if you can't see. Wait a minute. It seems like I just got a lot of stuff in the way. Okay, you guys can see me, right? These are gonna be so delicious. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, you see, I put like a nice little size, nice little amount of meat on there. And then we're going to do our cilantro and onions. Okay, now we're going to use our Chipotle sauce. And I had some scissors around here somewhere. Oh, here they are. All right, so I'm just gonna cut the little tip of both. Where's my, oh my goodness. All right. And I'm just gonna drizzle and the same with my sour cream. Just want to drizzle a little. Squeeze a little lime. And then you can actually place one on the plate. And then let me show you how good they look. You can see these. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then we're going to squeeze just a little bit more. And we're going to grab these. Oh my goodness. You see that? See how tender that was? They literally melt in your mouth. And they are so flavorful. And they pack a punch. So you get a little bit of the heat. The vegan meat is nice and tender, but it's a little chewy. And the hint of lime. Oh my goodness. This is so delicious. And all of this, you could have this meal for about $20. And you could feed a family of 3 or 4. But if you have a hungry man like I do, it might dwindle that down to a family of 2. It just depends. But these are so delicious. So I want to thank everyone who said need to start a YouTube channel. Looks good. Thank you, Lola. Thanks for joining me. That looks so good. Thanks, Leah. I know with YouTube, you have to do a lot of editing. And to be honest, I'm passionate about what I do. I just want to get in the kitchen. I want to go live. I want to connect with people. So you're not so much watching a recording, but you get to interact with me. You get to ask me questions. We're live in real time. So this is how you build community. This is how you build connection, because that's what it's going to take to continue eating plant-based. It's a journey that leads to a healthy lifestyle, and you can't do it alone. You need a support system. You need a group. You need like-minded people, because when people see you eating like this, they're going to automatically try to shame you. They're going to try to judge you. They're going to come up with all these excuses on why you shouldn't be doing this, why you shouldn't be doing that. And if they're unhealthy themselves, you definitely don't want to take advice from them. Rule number 1, you want to take advice from people who are walking the walk and talking the talk and doing the things that you want to do, not doing the things that they think you should do. So that's why I haven't really ventured over to YouTube yet. Maybe in the future, but I really like the connection of live videos. So that's why I have my live cooking show. Yeah, you said, but you don't have to edit. But yes, I understand. Yeah, I don't know. I was taught that you do. Because if I was just to put the video up there as is like this, I don't know. Usually YouTube is sort of like a search engine to me. So you go there when you want to learn something really quick. But Yeah, maybe in the future. And then inside my group, Ease Into Vegan, I have a membership that I only open up once a quarter. And it's going to be opening up next month real soon. I have all my cooking tutorials in there. They're live cooking tutorials. I have the recipe. I have exclusive recipes. So whenever I post something on my page and you see the little Ease Into Vegan circle, just know that recipe is for my Ease Into Vegan members. I'm just unapologetic about that. I'm not giving those recipes away to you guys, unfortunately. I've done that all last year. I went live pretty much every week and gave away tons of recipes. This year I'm switching it up a little bit because I wanted to create that community. So if you see In the Kitchen with Kim on the picture, just know that you can have that recipe. If you see Ease Into Vegan, just know you have to be an Ease Into Vegan member to have access to that exclusive recipe. You said, great point. I love that you have exclusive recipes. Yes, all my good ones are in there. That's where I really get to just create and go wild and just, because my head is like full of recipes. So I'm always creating. I'm always recipe testing. And I just really love this lifestyle. It does so much for me. And it can really do the same for you. You just have to start one day at a time. I suggest that you eat at least, start off with 2 meatless meals a week. And then if you can up that as you go, then that's totally, you're on the right page. Because you got to start somewhere. So, I was a meat eater for over 30 years. So there's no way you can just switch off, overnight. But that's why I really believe in the 80-20 approach. Because there's no restrictions on you. You don't feel like you're trapped in this diet, that you're going to end up cheating, and then you just quit altogether. With this approach, you can eat mainly plant-based. And if you do have a craving, then you can eat it. No guilt, no judgment, and then you go right back to eating plant-based. No big deal. So thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you next time. And like I said, I'm going to be posting the recipe with pictures shortly. Good night.